Right now, voters in 15 states, including Virginia, are casting their ballots. Super Tuesday has the biggest pot of delegates up for grabs in the presidential primary, and today's results will shape the future of the race for the White House, with the general election now 8 months away.
And we have live coverage for you of Super Tuesday. Our Matthew Torres spoke to voters about something that's top of mind for a lot of people in our area, immigration. But we're going to begin with Simone de Alba live at the Fairfax County Government Center polling location.
Yeah, Simone, how's the turnout been there today?
Yeah, guys, it's been really interesting because it's just been a steady stream of voters coming in. As you can see kind of behind me, right now there's not a ton of voters back there, but again, steady would be the word that I would use. I do have some numbers to share with you. As of 3 p.m., early votes and in person at the polling, we have Republicans coming in at 7.3% and Democrats coming in at 6%. A couple of other things I wanted to note, just as I've been out here talking with voters, it's been interesting to hear some of the things that they've shared. And they've been saying, some of the Republicans have been saying, hey, some of us are here just to vote for anyone other than Donald Trump. So, for example, I spoke with one guy who said he voted for Ron DeSantis, who we remember dropped out right before the New Hampshire primary in January. Another person I talked to said he's not going to vote for Nikki Haley because he felt that she was too establishment. In terms of Democratic voters, I did speak with one gal who said, hey, she is coming to vote for Joe Biden because she said it is just one more vote that is not for Donald Trump. And so we're seeing people who are very vocal in how they feel about the economy. Something that has come up repeatedly among the Democratic voters that I've been speaking with, they're saying that they're voting for a Democrat in the primary because they're worried about a ceasefire in Gaza. And they say voting Democratic might be their only shot at actually getting a ceasefire. As you can see, some of the voters right over my shoulder, again, just kind of streaming in and out. Polls are open here until 7 o'clock. And so you have plenty of time to come on down and to go ahead and cast your vote if you feel like you'd like to do that. Now, something that we have heard voters talking about as well is immigration. It's something that they remain very concerned about, whether you're a Democrat, whether you're a Republican. And I know Matthew Torres can shed some light on that for us. Matthew?
Well, Simone, we're here at the polling location inside the Falls Church Community Center. I'm also told there's been a steady flow of voters coming in. Of course, within the last hour, it's just picked up a little bit. I spoke to some residents who feel that immigration is an important topic, but to them, it's not all about the border.
In a community as diverse as Annandale, you get a diverse set of political viewpoints this Super Tuesday.
And I voted for Joe Biden.
I took the Republican ballot today.
I took the Republican ballot.
I feel like Biden has done a great job.
I am a Trump person from day one.
Linda Edwards is a staunch Donald Trump supporter, echoing his belief on immigration.
And there's a lot of crime, and I think it's coming from the border. I think they should all come legally and put their name in and check them out to be sure they're good people.
This country is a mess.
Trump and his Republican opponent Nikki Haley highlighted border security during their rallies in Virginia.
The border is unfortunately been conflated with immigration, but I think it's become something else entirely. It's become one of those politicized issues.
Nicholas Carrero is a first-time voter. While he supports Haley, he believes immigration goes beyond border issues. And his mother agrees.
I'm tired of hearing the border stuff because immigration is not the border stuff. It's more than that. It's how you handle H-1B visas. It's how you handle, I would really like to have more people here.
Democrat Mary Turner admits immigration isn't on top of her list of issues.
We really need to start with our own, basically give them more help, especially the seniors.
Biden's approval rating for how he's handling immigration hit a low, about 28%, according to Gallup. Last week, he paid a visit to the southern border where there was a record number of illegal crossings at the end of last year. One of his supporters is Tracy Connell.
Yeah, Trump says build a wall, build a wall. You put an obstacle in someone's way, and they're going to find a way to get over it.
She's also a former ICE agent. She wants a fresh set of eyes to revisit the Immigration Act. Connell believes in support for DACA recipients, preventing green card fraud, and adding more immigration judges to address the backlog of cases.
There's just so much.
In fact, Virginia has the most backlogged immigration and asylum cases in the country, taking up to 3 years for a hearing. That's according to data from the University of Syracuse. Immigration has also been a topic of conversation in this year's legislative session, with proposed bills that would allow DACA recipients to become police officers, as well as providing child health care regardless of their immigration status. Simone?
All right, Matthew Torres reporting for us. Thank you. And guys, keep in mind, Virginia is an open primary state. So this essentially means anyone registered to vote can vote in either primary, so Democratic or Republican, and there's plenty of time. Right now it is 5:10, and so again, the polls are open until 7. We're told that as long as you are in line, you're physically here, they will let you vote. We know many people are just now getting off of work and are probably going to start heading over to cast their vote. So we'll send it back to you guys, and we'll keep an eye on everything happening here.
Well, that's good to hear, Simone, because we both kind of winced when you said that those voter turnout numbers were well under 10%. We do have to keep in mind that there is still early voting and absentee voting that goes into that total voter turnout, but it doesn't sound like we're seeing a lot of folks at the polls.
No, and it also sounds like there's a huge enthusiasm gap all the way around, that people were voting, but they weren't necessarily voting enthusiastically for something. They were voting against someone.
No, and to your point, Leslie, a lot of people are voting against somebody. So like you said, whether they're voting against Donald Trump or against Nikki Haley or perhaps against Joe Biden, the enthusiasm is something I noticed in just talking to voters. It is definitely lacking, and we'll see if that changes as people start to filter in after work.
All right, well, they got a couple more hours to do it. No excuse. Can't complain if you don't vote.
That's true.
There you go.
Following it closely throughout the night. Thanks, Simone.
All right, and stay with WUSA 9 for all things Super Tuesday. CBS News will have live coverage beginning tonight at 10 p.m. and then stay with us for the latest results on the news at 11.
And as soon as the polls close in Virginia, you can join me and Simone for a live Super Tuesday election special. We'll be streaming on WUSA 9 Plus and WUSA9.com starting at 7 o'clock.